the rest of my chat window. Okay, this chat window's being all fucky. Hold on. Oh my god. It's doing this really stupid thing in Chrome where it doesn't let me access, like, the user shit. Let me restart that window. Hold on. No, don't do it. Oh, fuck, it's doing it again. Okay, whatever. I don't know how long the quality's gonna hold up. My net's been really, like, flickery over the past little while. So if something's up with the quality or something like that, let me know so I can not stream. Um, yeah. Yeah, just general production, Q&A today, I guess. I don't have any plans or anything like that. It's just, yeah, just gonna do whatever. I'm just gonna play with audio, I guess. If anybody has any questions about how certain things I do happen or whatever, then I am okay with answering that kind of stuff. Let me do some volume checks. Is that too quiet? I don't know. I'm just trying to get things at the right level. Okay. Okay. I'm glad my keyboard is picking up nice and loudly. So, hi. Is there anything you guys want to know? Is there anything I can... Why is that window being a piece of shit? I wish you guys could see. Let me bring it over here. I'm going to show you what my chat window's doing. Only the top half is scrolling, and no matter how wide I make it, I can't get to the settings that are usually over on the right here. I don't know why it's doing this. There's like, I've never seen this happen. But it's making things a little bit aggravating. I've tried refreshing it. I went and restarted the pop-out altogether. It's just always there. Mastering! I actually answered an email about this earlier, so let's do a little bit of mastering stuff. Let me close mod plug here. Oh, my poor desktop. Let's do some mastering stuff. I'll load up the source file. Actually, it's kicking it because it's the last thing open. This is the file for the end, which I uploaded today. This project file is such a fucking mess. Oh my god. And we're gonna go over the mastering procedure for this. And my desktop is a mess because I bounce work files off of that. So like every month I'll clean it after a bunch of work files have been bounced to it. And it'll like, I'll just delete everything or like put everything in a folder saying like a date when that folder was made, and that's it. So it's just a bounce area. There's no actual icons down there. All my applications are just at the bottom of the screen here. I never use the desktop for anything but bouncing. So here's here's the end, which was uploaded earlier today. This was entirely produced in ACID, except for the string section over here, which was sequenced in modplug first. So, I mean, per track here, I do have effects on some tracks. It's mostly just EQing and stuff like that, if even EQing. A lot of the samples are just played raw in this case. So, like, the kicks are played completely raw. There's no compression, there's no EQ on those. Some of the crashes and stuff like that have EQs on them, but most of the EQing happens in the vocal part because you know, like the mic you're hearing right now is the same mic I used to record with. And like generally speaking, I mean, I don't sit back this far when I'm recording. I typically get really close, so it doesn't pick up a bunch of reverb. But I do a lot of EQing on the mic to make it sound, you know, more listenable. Lonely man once said to me. So I knock out the lows. I bring the highs on vocals way, way, way up, just to get the crispness happening. Especially because I usually throw on a bit of punch. This is just kind of an overdrive for vocals. It's very peculiar. Its sound. It's got a kind of nice warm overdrive to it. Then I throw on some compressors, some reverb, some delay, whatever the vocals need. Could be anything. Aside from the basic EQing, which is peak and duck things to give them kind of room. Like, an example, I believe, this one up here, I have a channel which is playing kind of repeated beeping. I think it's over here somewhere. I'm gonna lose track of this. I opened it earlier, but... No, which one is it? One of these fucking channels, there are so many. One of these channels has... I'll just demonstrate quickly. Using this channel here. So, say you only had these two against each other. Now, you can hear with those two, the pulse wave and vocals are kind of canceling each other out, or just like mucking up together. The pulse wave in the final round of the track's much, much quieter, but you can kind of hear it happening. So it's like, how do we give it room? Well, we've already peaked the vocals way, way up in the 1,000 and up range. So a good way to kind of, you know, get the vocals, give them some stage, is to pull down some of the other synths that are in that area, and you'll start to get a lot more presence on the vocals there. So, and the more we pull out of that, the more discernible the vocals will be. So, you know, you just do that. No compression, no anything like that. Compression will ruin your track. Compression just eats your sound alive. As of early this year, late last year, I got really big into like industry standard mastering and mixing. As of the late 90s and late 2000s, you know, just lots of compression, lots of limiting, lots of ridiculous EQ ducking, and it ruins your tracks. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm going to let you see the master track on this. Nothing. It's asking me to put a plugin on it. There's the very, 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 very final render of this. After I rendered this out, arranged bits and pieces after this, at the very final render had a really light compressor on it, and it was rendered out really, really quietly. The compressor was just to make sure nothing clipped, and that things kept under a certain range, so after I did render it out, I could then maximize it and clip it a little bit manually, without getting a lot of distortion. So don't worry about like compressing stuff, because unless you're going for the industry standard kind of unless you're producing industry standard music, you shouldn't be using industry standard mastering, is I guess what I'm saying. There's no mastering rule. Like, there are quote-unquote rules, which are, make sure you aren't going to hurt anybody's ears, so knock out some of the more dangerous high-frequency range stuff a little bit. Just, you know, roll it off a little bit, roll off your lows, keep your lows mono, that's it. Like, you don't really need anything else. Keep it simple, keep it clean, give all of your elements the stage they need, and you're going to have a really, really clear final product. And you're going to have a very, maybe not raw final product. Raw if you want it to be, of course, but typically when I'm working with synths or samples, aside from the effects, it's like, that's the way I want it to sound. I don't want some EQing or mastering after the fact changing the way that sounds. And the project files are on another drive right now that I don't have hooked up, but the stuff for Robot Brainstorm Blast Off, there's no limiting on that entire release. No limiting, no compressing. Um, there might on a couple of vocal tracks, sorry, there's compressors, but aside from that, it's all just rendered straight out. Maybe a little bit of high end added to the EQ or some EQ balancing across the entirety of the release to make it sound more cohesive, but that's it. You can typically just forget about your compressors at the end or whatever. Just do whatever. Do whatever. Don't worry too much about standards when you're doing this kind of stuff. Just do whatever makes your track sound good. That's all. Gabber kicks? I don't make my gabber kicks. Like all of my kicks are just samples. Like in this track especially, just these are all just samples from the VEC 4-pack. If I do need to make percussion, it's usually splitting stuff I already have in half and like cropping it together to make some kind of new kick or something like that. I'll do an example with a couple of these. So like, let's grab these two kicks here. Both of them used in this track. So it's like, I like the second half, I like the decay on this one, but I like the attack on this one. So just mix them a little bit. And there you go, there's my new kick. That's how I'm gonna make my kick. Aside from that, sometimes I'll distort some 909s or whatever, but it's nothing fancy. I personally have never understood the whole, like, spending hours and hours and hours just making a kick. I know some people do it, but I don't know. I don't know what it does for a lot of the tracks. I'm sure you could just... I'm sure a lot of the tracks where people do spend hours and hours making a kick, they could reach into a sample bin, pull out a kick, and get the same kind of thing. I don't know, maybe it's just like... I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not going to claim to get it. I'm not going to talk shit about it. I'm just going to be confused by it. Very confusing to me. So... Music theory. I don't know anything about music. Any theory that I know, I'm making these really, really big quotation marks with my fingers right now. Any theory that I know is stuff that I know how to do, but I don't know what it is. Most of my theory or musical knowledge is learned through listening. I'll hear something I like, then I'll recreate it, or I'll take that idea and adapt it to something else. And in adapting it, I will learn how it works. And that's a very quick way to learn music. Adapt something from something else to your own work. And then you'll begin to understand how that thing that at first you're like, oh, that's great, I wonder how they did that. You'll understand how that works. You'll just click with it, I guess. One of the best examples I can think of is actually probably like the chord progression in this track, where I do this descending chord. I've done this several times before, but so, like, this descending chord progression, the first... No, not the first place, but I hear it a lot in, typically, fusion soundtracks for a lot of Japanese games. Like, an example would be Einhander or something like that, where it's a fusion between jazz and electronic music, and that descending chord sequence is something that I really liked, so I started adapting it to my own stuff, and came up with a lot of permutations of it in the process. So adapt other things to your work, play around with them, nudge notes up and down a little bit, see how different things sound. If you play with things, you're going to learn stuff, and you might even learn things that theory isn't going to outright teach you. So do that. That's my knowledge of music theory. Aside from that, it's all just kind of either trial and error or things I habitually know. One of those things. Somebody asked how I write my lyrics. I hit Windows key R, I type Notepad, and then I just put words into it, and that's usually it. I don't spend a lot of time mulling over lyrics. Lyrics are just like usually a one-shot thing. I've never spent longer than like 5 minutes writing lyrics. It's just like whatever I think sounds good and conveys approximately what I'm feeling about the song. It's just really, really quick stuff, really off the cuff. I don't get really wordy with them. Most of my lyrics are like 1 to 8 lines long because it's just like that's all I have to say. It's like if I have to think about what I'm gonna say next, maybe I shouldn't say it. You know? I think that's how I do things. Yeah. If I have to think about it, then I probably shouldn't be saying it. If it comes out though, then it's good. Then it's worth saying. That's how. That's how the lyrics work. That's how most things should work. If you have to think too hard, like thinking hard's good, but don't do it too often. Do it just when you need to. Tape saturation VST? No, I don't. I'm sorry. If I need any kind of cool degradation or whatever, I hop to isotope vinyl. Have you guys used this? This thing sounds wicked. What the fuck are you dinging about? Check this out. It sounds great. Nice sound. Isotope vinyl is free. It is free. Do some hunting around because Isotope offered this totally free for a long time. It's a bit of a hassle to get it from their servers now, but grab it off a torrent or something. You'll generally find a more reliable mirror off of their site. It was a bit of hassle to get up and running, but it's very, very worth it. Yeah, it's got a nice resonance to it. You can set the year of the vinyl pressing to approximate the technologies used and the playback technologies used, which is really great. I really like the 1970-1980 settings. And you can increase the wear to kind of... it is like a low-pass filter, but it does have a certain resonance and tone to it, as if a vinyl has been played a hell of a lot. So anywhere from no wear to like an infinite amount of wear. But it is very particular, and if you put some overdrive on top of that, it sounds great. Let's put on just some MDA overdrive, something cheap and easy. That sounds wonderful. So isotope vinyl and just like a quick and easy overdrive plug-in on top, really great saturation, really great organic sound out of that. I love it. Somebody asked about acapellas. It's typically what's available. I usually don't do do-it-yourself acapellas because in a lot of my mashup stuff, the acapellas have a lot of presence, and in do-it-yourself stuff, there's a lot of, or even if I were to make my own, there's typically a lot of artifacting if you try to do that. So, other than that, a lot of people, a lot of studios, when they release like a vinyl single, especially this is especially prevalent in hip hop music, a vinyl single or CD single will often come with an a cappella or something like that. So, a lot of times that's a great resource. Or, like was mentioned, Rock Band, Guitar Hero, those types of games, people pull out the multi-track files, distribute them online, and source for VC4, the official place. I don't know. I bought it the day it came out, or like as soon as I heard about it. I didn't bother looking for like any other resources for it. But uh, shit, yeah, regarding the old Rock Band stuff, all that kind of stuff. Uh, yeah, people distribute the files online. Questionable legality, even if you do own the games, whatever, who cares? Um, but yeah, the great resources for guitar stems, drums. There's so many great drum samples in those. If you ever need some live drums, just like dig through the Rock Band Guitar Hero stuff until you like find something, because there's so many drum tracks. It's really great. No, I'm not doing anything right now. Like, everything's off the plate right now. There's no projects aside from Dash to Dash 2, which is being picked up end of this month. Um, no other projects right now. So, no other projects, no other plans right now. Have you guys used Sakura by ImageLine? I think it comes with certain versions of FL Studio. Have you guys used... You guys used it? It's really good. It's really cool. A lot of people write this off. Yeah, it's a string modeling synth. It's really cool. I bet that sounds... That's loud! That's quiet. So, it's really fun to make stuff with this. You can get some really cool sounds. Oh no, is the stream taking a shit? Nah, whatever. Yeah, you can do all sorts of cool stuff with this. Let's damp it a little bit. That's loud! And let's add some... Why are you linking me to... What are you linking me to regarding the Cave Story thing? Because I really, really hate Cave Story's music composer because I hate piano rolls a lot. Like, not the person that did it, but like the tool. Fuck, I hate piano rolls. Let's get a kind of a bowed sound going on here. Needs more presence. Oh, hey. That's a nice sound. Renoise is cool. I just don't use it. It's a good tracker. It's a good tracker. Yeah, I don't know. Piano rolls are so slow. This is a really, really cool VST. Yeah, I picked it up a little while ago, like not like super recently, but like a few months ago, and I really, really enjoy it. You can get lots of cool sounds out of this thing. Definitely one of ImageLine's best plugins. I mean, pretty much all of their other stuff, other people have done it better, but this is really cool. Lots of personality. Check out Oatmeal. I don't have Oatmeal installed right now, but check it out. Oatmeal's good. Oatmeal's free. I don't like Citrus. Citrus is very powerful, but I don't. Just the way it produces sound, it has a very, very, very distinct sound, and I don't think I like it. I don't think I like its general audio output. It's really powerful and cool, but yeah, Synth 1 is pretty much the go-to everything. External stuff. I do have a couple external things. I've got my Korg 05RW, which is just a kind of like MIDI box. It's a sound bank pretty much. Lots of really, really cheesy stuff on there. I really like that for its cheese factor. Aside from that, I have the Microkorg, which has some really, really badass synthesis capabilities. It gets a lot of shit as like teenagers' first synth, but it's a powerhouse. Aside from that, I've got an MPD-26, which is drum pads that sometimes jam on just for ideas. But aside from that, it's all software. Oh, and I've got a Roland EP20 as well. Somebody said, hates analog synths, refuses to use synth 1 because it sounds too old. Oh, right. Fucking, yeah, the Lucina as well, but that's just all funny sounds and a good violin sound. But, no, synth 1 doesn't sound old. It depends what kind of sounds you're trying to get. I mean, it also depends if you're a dingus and you don't know anything about synths. You can get anything out of this thing. You can get your modern super saws, you can get whatever you want. Who cares? You can do anything with this synth. I don't know what Aqua's tone is. Let me look it up real quick. Aqua's tone. Vocal synthesizer VST. Oh, fuck this thing! I have used this! I had to see the screenshot before I knew what it was. I've used that. It's weird. It has, weird everything. I never really came to grips with Aquastone. Um, it can produce some really... I use it for a lot of, like, one-off sounds at one point. Just, like, single kind of cheap, fake vocals. But beyond that, I didn't really get it. It's weird. It's very, very weird. Sith one rules. He can do anything with this thing. I don't know when somebody says it sounds old or whatever. Well, that's disgusting. Oh no, we're approaching the FM guitar zone. Synth 1 rules. You could play with this thing all day and make sounds that you didn't even know you could make with this thing. FM8's a big confusing mess. The only way to learn FM8 is to load up a preset and just stare at it for a week. And then you go to bed and you wake up and you understand how FM8 works. That's how FM8 works. So load up a preset, stare at it for a week, go to bed, wake up, and you'll understand FM8. It's all routing shit. I can't think of a really good introduction to FM8 aside from FM7. FM7 is awesome. I think I prefer it over 8. I only have 8 installed right now, but the amount of times I reach for it is absolutely minimal. Yeah, FM8 is weird. So, wow, that's a thing. That is really good. Yeah, let's map a macro to that. Now we're gonna control the macro, so we're gonna create a new pattern at the beginning. It's really short, just for rendering purposes. We want to control instrument 1 with macro 1. And oh my god, where do we start? Okay, let's try 60. Let's try... Oh, wrong instrument. Ooh. Okay. No. Where is the starting point? God dang. Not there. 50? 50. Alright. Work our way up to 60. Interpolate that. Work our way up to 70. Interpolate that. Oh, then I'll just do like 70, 60, 55, 65, full 50, 65, 55, just to kind of a repeating pattern going on at that point. Alright, that's fucking sick. Let's run to that. New folder on the desktop. That. Oh, fuck. Save preset as Hank asked.fxp. Um, 160 BPM. Alright. Was this actually 160? 165, okay. Gotta recut that then. Miss a little bit. Alright, that matches up. Yeah, sure. Fucking almonds and almond. Except for this one that doesn't follow any rhythm, I guess. It's a really shitty almond. Whatever. Wow, whoops. Whoops. Overdrive. I'm just using the fucking snare. I'm just using it. I don't even care. That's really loud, isn't it? That's clipping a lot. I usually don't care much until I'm actually into it and like, oh, I gotta be able to hear it now. Guitars. Okay, 128. Keep the formant. 128, not 9. So this is typically how like guitars work. In kick caliber stuff anyways, that might be what I'm doing. I don't know. What I'll do is I'll find something where I can just like slice pieces up in and around the right pitch, and I'll just pitch shift it, maintaining formant so it doesn't sound like, you know, a slowed down record or whatever. Now, yeah, that lost some high-end fidelity, so also pitch up. And what I'll do with that is I'll bring in the really highs, knock out the lows. And we'll just pretend it's not clipping through the roof. Oh, I can actually completely bypass that. So in this case, I'm going to do the bass trick, which is, using the guitar as the bass as well, because similar-ish. It actually works a charm, usually. And, like, it doesn't have to be particularly high quality, because, you don't really hear this a lot. It's just to fill out the low end of the spectrum. So after that you need crashes, a lot of crashes. Just, I like 28. 28 isn't, you know, the chat's getting really stupid. Stop that. Just grab something really bright for the beginning and then, throw down with the other crash, who cares? You know, just fill it up, make those drums sound natural. you know, and put the right amount of them in. Let's grab I've got like a 909 somewhere in here. It's in some folder where I should honestly just move it out, because I don't go into these folders rarely. I mean, rarely go into these folders, and it's like, one shot's 909 clean. So I'm gonna make my own kick here, and by make my kick I mean, I don't know, just distort it. Who cares? I just need something simple. You know, let's throw vinyl on that actually, just to stop it, just to give it a bit of body. No, fuck off, fuck. Holy Christ. That's pretty good. That's sick. So let's double that up, get some actual low end out of it. I'm processing them completely differently. This one's distorted at the very end, whereas this one is distorted before the EQing. Whereas if it were distorted after, like in the other channel, it would, well, I mean, you can't get this out of one channel, per se. So we're doubling it up and getting the actual sub out of it. What I'll actually probably do is throw an FX automation on the year, so now I can like sweep through it really quickly to get kind of a cool effect out of this. You know, I've never had the points like act on squares like this, and I want to know what I did to make that happen, because because I don't know like how I did that or how to change it back. I've never had that happen. But whatever, I'll just stick to some really, really sharp stuff. Why not? I don't want to hassle with it right now, so... Oh, probably because it's switch-based. Right. Rather than, having, like, a slider, it's a switch, like, it's a... You know what I mean. Somebody said, what was it? Cut the frequencies around 1 to 3 kilohertz. Of what? Like, of what sound? Of the thing. Cut on the master! Yeah, that'll sound good. Let me go do that. What? The master channel? Do you want to hear what that'll sound like? Do you want to hear what that will sound like? Let's just kick out the 1 to 3 kilohertz range. Like, pull that down entirely, yeah. I lost all my mids. Why am I bringing down all my mids? But those are supposed to be there. Those are harsh. Why would I pull those out? Just so you know, cutting the mids is a really big thing in modern mastering. A lot of the mids will be like dipped out, and the lows and the highs will be just like maximized as fuck. And it kind of sounds like you're listening through a giant tube or something. Like, not like, I don't mean like a cardboard tube, like a big tube that, I don't know, it sounds like the music's on the other end of it or something. So you just kick up the mids instead. Just, oh fuck no, get out of here. Get the EQ off the master. Where's my fucking hi-hats? I should probably, you know, pitch those up, actually. I like it like that. Let's give them, what are we gonna give them? Let's give them some Wix. Wix is a wave shaper. Distortion, which does really, really terrible things to your audio. So like this, like things like that. Right, because vinyl is on that track, I'm going to have to kick out the volume entirely until it actually starts. Because vinyl generates noise constantly, and I don't want to hear that constantly. Transient shapers? No, but I've worked with harmonic EQing a lot, which does a lot of things without changing the actual volume of the track, which is really, like, weird. Demon magic or something like that. No, I haven't worked with, transient shapers. But yeah, that's the stuff I use on Figurehead, the remaster for that. Because, like, typically I don't want to, like, super master a super ultra clean copy of the audio that I'm outputting, but, with Figurehead it was the sound I was going for, so went back and gave it the whole shebang. Gotta overdrive those a little bit. Always gotta overdrive your claps. Not always, just at times. They sound really nice. Let's do another render for this part. Two. Descriptive enough file name. I know what it is. Two. Good vinyl at work there. I probably won't finish this. Like, there are some cool ideas I want to revisit. That patch, that first patch, and I like the kicks here. I think those are good. But aside from that, you know, it's fairly run-of-the-mill, whatever. Just crapping ideas together for the sake of showing how some things work. Yeah, I never thought to put vinyl, like, before the distortion and use the year value along with the mechanical noise to generate that, like, grind. I never thought to do that, but it sounds really, really good. So, I explored, I learned. And yeah, guitar is just, you know, just whatever gets the job done. But yeah, gotta revisit that patch. Because that turned out well. That's that. Closing that for now. like I said, we'll pick up ideas later or something like that. How many project files do I have saved? Oh man. Oh man. General rule of thumb is that for every one track I release, there are between 5 and 10 that I didn't like. So, a lot. They are not all on this computer even. They are scattered across 2 computers, 5 or 6 hard drives, and several DVD backups. Just tons and tons and tons and tons of ideas that just like didn't make it. That I didn't feel were going anywhere. So for every like, it's safe to say that if there's like a 10 track album, like there are between 50 and 100 unused ideas that just like got scrapped along the way. And like some of it will be like anywhere from 10 seconds long to like full tracks. So the workflow's pretty constant, pretty non-stop. I just release what I feel is best, and like even then, sometimes I go like, "Oh, why did I release that? Why did I release that?" There are some things where it's just like I'm not happy with them, and like I know what they were, and I know what the mistakes were, and I know why I was confused about the releases and the music at the point. But you know, it happens. People are gonna release shit they don't mean to, or like they think's really good all the time. Like I'm sure anybody that produces music has like posted something and be like, yes, yeah, that's great, and then they come back later and they go, oh fuck, I did that. It's pretty regular practice. I want to say, anyways, especially when it comes to releasing your own stuff. Just it is a mess. Did I use music background for... What do you mean? Hold on, I gotta open that track. I forget how it sounds. I gotta check. What part do you mean? It's mostly sampled stuff. That piano there is sampled from... That piano there is sampled from... Oh my shitting Christ. It is sampled from, Carry On My Wayward Son. So that's where that's from, if that's what you meant. That's from Carry On My Wayward Son by the band that I forget. All I know is I heard them a lot because my roommates were playing Rock Band and I wanted to kill myself. That's all I remember. That's the only reason I know that song, like, because... Okay, yo, Daniel, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and the name's Renard, and, like, I know my name's actually Dave, but you know what I mean. But, stop making Gabe jokes. Stop making bad jokes. Stop being the output of the internet. Be the internet, don't be the output of the internet. I ignored you because it was Gabe and jokes. Gabe. Babe. Getting ready for liftoff. And there's liftoff. Alright. Now we're talking. Oh, sure. What's this? Oh, I don't know what this is. Yeah. This is... Oh my god. No, I did it the wrong way. Fuck. Close this application. Get it out of my face. You guys ever used Alto? It's not very exciting right now. It's just that's a really boring sound. So we're gonna make it exciting. So this kind of won't make sense to you unless you're into like it's kind of modular, kinda. If you're into modular synthesis, you'll love the hell out of this thing. Very weird, very weird synth. No, this is not free. Yeah, but to load on the distortion here, I will say that it might be loud, so... everything. The friggin' alto's really, really cool. I think this one's $100. Really reasonable price. If you're into making weird sounds, it's a must-have. Just search it up. AALTO VST. Um, really solid, kind of weird analog, modular sounds out of this thing. I heard the demo and was completely floored by it. Had to grab it. It's really hard for it to find its way into a lot of music, but if you are into doing weird things and just playing with audio, I recommend it. It's really, really weird, really, really cool. Um, and you can make some weird ass sounds with it, and that's the best part. I don't think any other synth can really make these sounds. I've never used any other software synth that can make sounds like this, and it's really cool, really enjoyable, really fun, really loud. Most importantly, I think that's the most important part, that it's loud. Oh, the sounds it makes when you aren't doing anything. Yuhei and Bazil. Let me look these up. Oh, this looks scary. Let me check it out. I'm just looking at the website right now. So, what plugin do I want to check out from these guys? Zebra, Diva, Ace, Ubic, Filterscape. Lots of stuff. What are these? Oh, they got demos. Let me see what I can do with this. Let me grab it real quick. Oh, really? Is it just, like, is this just like an additive synth, or like, oh, it is modular. Installer, let's give it a go. What? I don't care. No, shut up. Let's grab this. Zebra. What is Zebra let? Alright, this is running in demo mode, but okay. Let me check the patches that are built in. That's some cool sounds here. Let me make a... Is there like a new patch button? Like... Is there one of those? Can I create a new patch? No. Where's the, like, I guess I'll start with these? Like, why is there no, like, nothing patch? Whatever, let's play around here. Oh boy. guess not. I have no clue what's controlling what so far. This interface is ass balls bad. Oh! Oh! Oh, okay. It's really hard to grab those dots. They aren't like... It doesn't lock to your mouse. You actually have to be like pixel perfect. So I don't like that. So I don't know how many of these it's using. Oh! Okay, how do I add... No, wait, okay. EQ1... What is... Fuck me. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright. Is this one of these synths that's gonna sound good after I spend like a decade learning it? Because... like, all the default sounds, like, all the stuff it was throwing at me, it's like... Yeah, it sounds good, but you could do this in a lot of other stuff. Let me check ZBroulette, because I don't want to learn that interface right here and now. Oh, hey, an initialization patch. Okay. Really weird effects. Okay, I really don't know what this thing at the bottom is. Is that a sequencer? Because it's a weird looking sequencer. No, it's not. It's like... But I don't know what those are for. And there's a lot of them. Why are there so many? Jesus Christ. Oh, that's kind of cool. The routing on this is like... Visually, this makes no sense to me. I'm gonna have to learn it. Like, I still don't get it. It's weird. I don't think it's gonna click with me. Um, I do like the wave warping. The wave warping is really cool. That you can, that's a cool feature. And that you can automate that. That's very, very cool. But Bazille isn't even on their site. On the Uhe site. I mean, as it stands, I can probably still do most of this with Synth 1, which is what I'm most comfortable with. There are times I'll branch out when things just do things Synth 1 can't. Like, Zebra does have that wave warping, which is really cool. And, you know, Alto's fucked up, and it's really cool. Or, you know, ABL is friggin' ABL, and that's all there is to it. So there's reasons to branch out to things, but yeah, Bazille like isn't even on their site, so I don't know where to find that. Auto Realism Baseline is a 303 emulator because everybody needs a 303, as a Fat Boy Slim once said, and you gotta have a 303. Free 303 synths. Fuck. Every synth 1. Like, what am I supposed to say? Synth 1. Let's make a 303. Let's make a 303 today. Now, that is the basis of our 303. You can get 3-3-ish sounds out of synth 1, so just use synth 1, I don't know. It's the go-to for everything. It's only 2 oscillators and a sub-oscillator, but it's versatile enough. Okay, so what the fuck's Bazille? Let's have a look. Ah, good. DLLs. Let's have a listen. What? What the fuck is this? I can't use this. Okay, let's try doing this again. Let me... Oh, there's a data folder that I apparently need. That's weird. No, you don't need that. Alright, let me load this again. Alright. Alright, what are we gonna link today? Oscillator 1 out. Okay, so how many outputs can I have? Like, how many oscillators can I have going at the same time here? How does this thing work? The grinding sound is really easy. You take the output of an oscillator to another oscillator. You take the output from that and you take it to the FM input on another oscillator. It's just frequency modulation. It's a 2 operator FM thing. So that's how you get that. So I'm just using 1 on 2 and 4 on 3 here. Ooh, I can do FM into FM into FM. Let's have a party. Nice, let's try this. Oh, you could do more than one. I'm a little miffed looking here that you can't really link the LFOs to things. It doesn't look like you can. But there's this thing happening in the middle, and I don't know what this is, but it looks... I have no clue what the shit down there is, but we'll play with this a little bit. And then, where's the output on this shit? Is it... Ah! So let's do that with the other as well. No, get out of there. Now let's band pass this one. Pink and white noise, which I can... Oh boy. Oh yeah, you could definitely get some great ambient sounds out of this. I'm just playing with the harsher stuff right now. Let me link the pink over here. Actually, let me... Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, let's unhook that and use bandpass. You can take the resonance control voltage and just shit it into... No, why not? Now get over... Oh wait. That is a dark one. Let's use pink for that. This thing's nasty. Okay, I'm about to turn on fractal resonance on the one I can hear. Actually, it's a better idea. Oh. That's wicked. Let's do it on the FM one too. Holy shit. Holy shit. What can I... Wait, output to fractal resonance to what? Oh wait, input, right, input. Lag generators, quantizers. Quantize CFM. Let's quantize... What is this? What is this quantizing? Oh, wait. Fuck. I need something, an output. Ah. Oh wait, it's only 4, is it? So each sequencer is only each sequence is only 4 long. Okay, I see how this works. And I can... Ah, okay. I see. Okay. Oh, okay, there's the LFO stuff. So then I can take the LFO, shit it in here. No? Oh, wait, the LFO's down here. Okay, right. Okay, is there something about the LFO that is just like, that I'm not getting here? Yeah, I'm not saying the LFO's doing anything. Not yet, anyways. But either way, like you said, it's an alpha, so... I can get behind this thing. This is really, really good. This is way better than Zebra. Zebra's very confusing. I don't really understand Zebra's interface, but I've worked with modular stuff before, so it's easier to come to grips with. I'm still kind of learning where everything is on here, and it's a shame the LFO doesn't seem to work yet, but oh, there's no delay on that. That's the sequencer, and it's just release. So there's no delay. There's no effects in here. This has no effects yet. So that's all just built in, just release on it. Extremely, extremely cool. Oh, I could have two mods going in there. That is also really cool. Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do I do that? How do I get the sequencer to, like, because I would like to do that. Yeah, how do you make this longer? Because that is a point of, oops. But I can do different sequences for different things. Let's kick up the second one too. Why not, right? This synth fucking rules. God damn. Thank you for pointing this my way, because pointing me its way or whichever, because this is very cool. This is the best modular VST I've ever used. Modular VSTs suck. And this is like really, really good. Use the what? Oh, I'm not using them yet. Well, I'm just using one on the second oscillator. But Would I just output them all to the same place then? Is that something you can do? No, it's not. How would I output all the steps to the same place then, if that's the case? Because if I want to just throw them all somewhere... I don't even know why that said it should be this. It should just be over there. Yeah, I can't do the whole, like... Yeah, I can't output more than one to a single, like... I can output them to multiple places. The foremost output. Like, where are we talk... What do you mean? Oh, the rightmost one? Does that, like, use all of them then, or what? Or do you, oh, wait. Oh, I see what you mean. So I would have to use none of them but the furthest right to use all four then, correct? So, like, the further over you set it, the more it plays through? Is that how this works? Or... Okay. Yeah, right now I have the second one controlling this, and the first one controlling this. Yeah, it hasn't crashed yet. It's very cool. I will once everything's working, because the LFOs seem a bit weird. I don't know what they're doing, but the LFOs, the expansions and everything aren't even like in here yet. No expansions, no effects. These aren't in here yet. Once everything is in, I would pay up to $200 for this. Like, just playing with it right now, I know that the possibilities are intense here. This is, like I said, best modular VST I've ever used. I'd pay up to $200. Let's say that. I'd do it. Let's get this out there. I would love to see this finished. But we're in 0.5 now, so I guess we're approaching release eventually. Chords are kind of a learned thing. There's no, like... there's, like, you know, fifths and sevenths. Oh, wait. First, third, fifth. Wait, what the... Okay, see, I go by, like, a semitone. Like, that's how I know it, by semitone, so I know, like, first, third, fifth, seventh. Like, I know those all sound nice. 10th. See, like, my terminology is probably different because it's not, like, music theory terminology. But, like, that's how I know it. So, like... It's so cool. Damn. No, I can't. I can't do anything after this. I am so stuck in this now. Let's load up the initialize patch again. No! Fuck, I can't! I'll just reload the synth. Alright, let's... Somebody asked about, like, ambiances, so let's make something a bit nicer. I'm gonna need... I'm gonna throw the effects on externally because oh, D-Blue? Yeah, actually, let's route to D-Blue. I'm gonna save this because D-Blue might crash my plug. I'm gonna read out to D-Blue and then out to retro delay. Let's do that. Okay. D-Blue. Let's sequence this a little bit here. Get this shit out of here. Oh, this is such a neat thing. Holy... I need to get Deep Blue out of here. It's doing something bad. I'm very, very, very impressed with this VST. This is... Yeah, like I can't get over how good this is. God damn. What else can I do with this? Time to reload it. No, I'm gonna save this patch too. Pad. Just like saving patches as I'm learning a simp here. Alright, what else? So I can put things into the fractal resonance, like the sequencer. I can go out here. Fuck, this is so sick. Yeah, this is just one key. Just with the sequencer down here hooked into the fractal resonance controller. I don't know why this isn't hooked up to retro delay. It really needs to be right now. Let's... Sure, let's see how that sounds. Oh, but what if I... Yo, this synth is too cool, and I need to stop the stream so I can just make myself some food and get completely lost in this for the rest of the night. And you should all grab this and get lost in it too, because damn. So I'm done. We're done. Thank you again for pointing this out to me. Really, really good. Really, really good. Everybody go play with some stuff.